What's up, everybody? 5'9". Oh boy, this review is gonna be a little bit something today. But before we start this review, it's me, your boy, is back again with the second episode review of My Life Reincarnated as a Slime, and again I am joined with the lovely Jelly. Say hello, Jelly.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Oh boy, a lot of stuff actually happened in the second episode, and we cannot wait to tell you guys what's happened. But before we start that, please leave a like, comment on the video about what your favorite part of the episode was, and please note if you have not subscribed yet, please give us that little subscribe button right there at the bottom, and click that little bell notification to let you know whenever we drop a new video. So, Jelly, start us off. What happened in this wonderful episode?
All right, so to start off, before we get into the meat of the episode, we have Laplace. He is on a reconnaissance mission. We see him, and he is heading to the Western Church to try and search it out, it seems, and he comes across a very powerful individual. We later find out after the opening, as he's talking to some other people, that this figure might be a demon lord of some kind or a vampire of some kind. And we find out that Laplace and possibly Clayman and their other allies are working closely with Yuki, who is the leader of the Adventurers Guild there. So this is very interesting because Yuki is a figure last season where we saw him dealing with Rimuru very closely. He even attacked Rimuru before he understood exactly what happened to his former teacher. But it seemed that he would be an ally, but now seeing him working so closely with Clayman and Laplace is a very interesting development indeed. So, what do you think of this development?
So the thing is, I know, like you said, he seems to be working close with Clayman, but I have a deep suspicion that there's something a little bit more to this than meets the eye, because knowing Yuki, he's someone that, again, he was from the other world as well, that got transported here after he died. So it goes to show that there's something a little bit more than meets the eyes of him, because like he not only does he have the knowledge of the other world, he also has like he was a very powerful person. So something about him, it shows that now he might be working with Clayman at the moment, but we don't know if he plans on betraying Clayman and doing his own thing, or if he's, really ultimately trying to betray Rimuru, which he stated that he would help him. So right now his stance is kind of like in the middle. I see him like, I mean, there might be a third party that we don't even know about yet, but who is there to say? So having Yuki play this mysterious third party faction that's helping both sides, it comes to me as he seems to be the type of person of, he will make allies where he sees fit, and once they've already been used, then he gets rid of them. So that's my kind of feeling of Yuki.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that side of him as well, because as it's revealed in that same scene, the president, as they called it, of the moderate Harlequin alliance, which Clayman, Laplace, Footman, and Tyr are all a part of, is another demon lord, who has just been brought back, that they called Kazarine. So it's interesting to see now this person who appears to be maybe a secretary or an assistant to Yuki, Kagurazaka, is now this powerful demon lord who's just been reincarnated into a homunculus body. So we have even more people at play now in this kind of dance between the Adventurers Guild, the Free Guild, and then you have the Rimuru in this, the Moderate Harlequin Alliance. It's interesting to see here. Do you think what do you think is going to happen with this new demon lord is?
I have a feeling that this new demon lord is someone that we should be on the watch for. Not necessarily yet, because they did state that most of their power is not as what they used to be in their prime. So as of right now, I'm not too worried about them, but I kind of want to see how their alliance with Clayman actually is, because I know that as much as you know Laplace and the other Harlequins love Clayman, Kizaru is someone who is more knowledgeable and who is someone that is not quote unquote easily to manipulate as those three are. So it goes to show that there's probably maybe something even more that we don't know about, but all will tell like once this story progresses and once we try to figure out more of what's going on, especially in the scene alone.
Right, and even toward as like the scene progresses, Laplace even comes up with an idea to Kazarim, the this new demon lord, of something that he referred to, which would be a meeting of the demon lords, possibly. So he did hint at that they're trying to plan something here, but who knows exactly what will come of this with this meeting of demon lords. After this scene, we kind of hop back to Rimuru and the rest of the main cast, you could say, where they are having a meeting on the future of the Forest of Jura and Rimuru and everything else going on. And we see Veldora, we see the leaders of the dwarves and the elves, and pretty much the conversation gets cut short when King Gazel Dwargo realizes, and the other leaders realize that Veldora, the evil storm dragon, has been released back onto the world and is allied with Rimuru and his nation. And we get pushed into another smaller meeting before the bigger one can even begin. So, in this smaller meeting, there are discussions of what the ramifications of Veldora being revived really means, and alliances between Rimuru, the dwarves, and the elves. So, back to you is what. So, again, with the ramifications of this meeting between Rimuru and these very two powerful nations that he's having this meeting with, what did you think of this scene?
This scene actually kind of made me chuckle just a bit, because when they first realized that Veldora is actually now in a human body, quote unquote, and now released from his prison, it shows that how much of a powerful being Veldora is, because you see all of them immediately gasp and like feel like their lives are already in imminent danger. But as you know, they have this little personal meeting with Rimuru, they start to slowly realize, oh, he's not someone we should be afraid of anymore, but someone we should be wary of, to say the least. Because before, they're all scared, but now that once Rimuru has assured them that, you know, after, you know, telling them that he came from another world, and the first person he met and came into contact with was Veldora, and now that Veldora's like released and basically Rimuru's right hand man, essentially, they're like, okay, Rimuru has him in check at least. We shouldn't be worried about it. But it also goes to show that because Veldora is now with Rimuru and the Forest of Jura, it also goes to show that the Forest of Jura is actually starting to become more and more powerful now that Veldora is on their side, because all these other nations, as opposed to this one, has only like possibly like a demon lord or a very strong hero on their side. But now Jura, the Tempest of Jura, not only has like all varieties of different types of monsters, it has now a demon lord and the storm dragon Veldora on its side. So now the power scares are actually starting to tip just a little bit more in Jura's favor as opposed to everyone else. But as Gaziel said, his interest lies with the with having a good standing with Jura, and no saying that if Jura were to go into war, he would essentially help him. Well, if it deemed good for him and his kingdom, he would help them, no problem. But he has also stated that he will also take neutral ground when it comes to the Western Holy Church, because that is also a force that he himself does not feel like he can even come interfere with unless they come to him. So having this little meeting, it goes to show that yes, like they're still buddy buddy, but only to a certain extent of if they can or cannot do it.
Right, for sure. And it's interesting to see too, like the reactions of King Gazeldargo of the dwarves and this ambassador, Aaron's father from the elves. It's interesting to see. You said you had to laugh too. I had to laugh when Fuse, the guild master of the Free Guild in Blue Moon, passed out in the middle of the meeting as soon as he figured out about Veldora returning, and kind of missed this whole smaller meeting. But this smaller meeting, kind of as the truth was all laid out, it's interesting, yeah, to see where these kind of alliances lie, their allegiances, and what they're willing to do for each other. And it's interesting to think about how these alliances will come into play for Rimuru and the Forest of Jura, the Jura Tempest Federation. Moving on in the episode, we return back to the main meeting, where we see Rimuru, Gazeldargo, and the ambassador from the elves rejoin with the main meeting, where we have all of the rest of the main cast, including Yom, who is going to become the leader of Falmouth. We have Fuse, like, again, he is the leader of the Free Adventurers Guild in Bluemund. You have all of the Oni, and they begin to talk about Rimuru and his history up until this point that he shares, being reincarnated into this world, how he became the leader of the Jura Tempest Federation, and also his encounter with a very interesting figure. He encountered one Hinata Sakaguchi, and barely managed to survive that battle, which surprises many people that he even engaged into a battle with her. And he says how she was a figure who would not even listen to him, and she wouldn't even let him talk and just instantly attacked him and would not give him even an inch. Meanwhile, Fuse and King Gazeldargo are stating that, no, actually, she is supposed to be a righteous and helping person who gives advice and genuinely likes to help people. So this Hinata that we see fighting Rimuru is a completely different side of her than what most people normally see with her. So that's also an interesting thing to see there. We also see a minor disagreement between Diablo and Shion as they try to decide who is going to go and fight Hinata, which Rimuru quickly shoots down, much to the disappointment of Veldora as well. So, and we also talk about how Hinata even got this information that Rimuru was the one who killed, who took on the body of her teacher, who would be Shizue Izawa, who was a very close friend of Rimuru as well in her final days. So, what did you think of this scene and this meeting, this discussion of Hinata and the ramifications of dealing with the Western Holy Church?
So the thing about Hinata really is like, again, she is a person who is a very very formidable opponent. To be able to go against Rimuru before he was a demon lord and him barely surviving really goes to show of her power level essentially. But it also goes to show too that, like, she might have not used her full power to take care of him, but only enough to subdue him and try to kill him. So there might be more to her than meets the eye, because everyone has said, like, during that meeting, that she is someone who is very devout to the king, and she will not listen to anyone who does not want to, listen to what she says or whatnot. So them seeing that she was targeting Rimuru and him again surviving, they're like, okay, this, now we have to take care of this as well, because what if during, our whole entire plan for the Tempest of Jura and whatnot, the Western Holy Church comes back with Hinata? Now they'll have a whole entire new problem on their hands, because she will become back even, like, more stronger, and realize that, oh, she needs to use her full power to the fullest of extent to take care of Rimuru. So having this meeting was very new to them, because they've never like all these like big people like have never come together to talk meeting or strategy, let alone having a meeting of strategy with a nation governed by monsters. So they have to be a little bit more different in the way they tacticalize everything and whatnot.
Right, for sure. I definitely agree that it's treading on new ground, and especially what you said with Hinata, how I don't think we saw anywhere near her full power by any means. And now with Rimuru becoming a demon lord, who knows how another encounter would even go between them. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward what role Hinata plays in this. And it's revealed also that Rimuru is starting to clock that Yuki might not be exactly who he pretended to be upon their first meeting, and that he might have been the one to tip off Hinata. So it's going to be interesting seeing how Rimuru deals with now this new side of Yuki that he wasn't really expecting. So hopefully we'll get to see more of that. And then to finish off the episode, as the meeting is continuing, other demon lords arrive at the meeting. The fairy queen, Ramiris, who is the queen of the labyrinth, who is close friends at this point with Rimuru, after granting fairies or spirits, elemental spirits, upon his students. I believe that was the end of the first season, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, so she shows up, very funnily just slams into the glass on the pavilion like a bug. And she shows up and she says, "Your country is doomed to fall," which everyone freaks out over, and that's all we have for the end of the episode. So their country is doomed to fall. I wonder exactly what she could have to say about this, especially having a demon lord arrive to say this is definitely not a good sign. What do you think about this going forward with the demon lords and Ramiris saying this?
So her saying this really goes to show that there's already talk that Rimuru is already now become a demon lord, and there's probably someone who has already given that information that Rimuru is now stronger than ever. So now I feel like the Western Holy Church might start to advance, or maybe even Clayman might do something, because he really despises humans. He really despises those who are under him, and the fact that they failed really shows his true self, because he's that type of person that he'll have the fodder essentially do what he says, but if they fail, then he's the type of person that's like, okay, let me go do this because those idiots fail and stuff like that. So it might be Clayman coming in to destroy the country, or it might be the Western Holy Church. We don't know because it is very vague at the end of this episode. But of course, you know, us, whoever read the manga already know what's going to happen. But keeping it as vague as possible, something is definitely going to happen. Something's definitely going to go down. And we will you who have not read the manga or read the light novel will see in the next episode.
Yes, as someone who has read the manga as well, viewers who have not read the manga are definitely up for something very fun in the coming episodes. So overall, I think this was a really good episode. It set up a lot of, like last episode too, set up a lot of future development and what's necessary for the rest of the season, or for the rest of part 2 of season 2, I suppose. And I think we're definitely going to be looking forward to what comes next from Slime. Do you have any other thoughts, Izz, about anything that we missed covering, or anything that you're looking forward to coming up in the season?
I'm just looking forward to what's going to happen in the 3rd episode, because again, this setting up for the next episode really goes to show that this season alone is going to be pretty amazing, and I'm more than likely sure that everyone is definitely going to love it. Anyways, that's it, guys. Please, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us about your favorite moments. Tell us what you thought about the episode and how you felt about it. But again, this was our review. This is how we felt about it. So really, I do hope you guys enjoy the video. And just so you guys know, we will definitely see you in the next review. Peace.
Take care, everyone.